I sing a simple song, carries on and on and on and on and on. I got this funny feeling. It's time to change and rearrange. Woo. You better make the move. You better find your groove. You better make your move. Find your groove. Make moves. Don't think about it. Just do. You know you got it. Stay cool. So don't sweat it. Find your groove.
That's a race against my past. Whenever they clock me, that's 2,000 on the dash. When it kinda tickles me, and every day I laugh. Yeah, you know we number one, and you don't need to ask. I got the magic. Feel like I'm a greyhound looking at a rabbit. Finish line so close, try to grab it. I only look back just to look at your reaction. Can't stop when we start, we get it done. Take no days off, we number one. Lace up these kicks, and we run. Like this, we gon' get it done. Can't stop when we start, we gon' get it done. Start when we stop.
everyone, I'm Sandeep and welcome back to our live commerce here exclusively on me.com. So live commerce has been happening for a while now and all of you have been asking when is our next edition coming, and we are very happy to introduce this back again with Xiaomi Fan Festival. Now Xiaomi Fan Festival has been happening for a long time now, and this is a fan favorite property and all of you are looking forward to the amazing deals that we have for you on this live commerce session, and we have exciting deals. Now before we get started, I just wanted to introduce two special guests today, which is Murali, who is our president of Xiaomi India, and Anuj, who is our CMO at Xiaomi India. So welcome. I think both of you have come on different occasions during this live commerce bit, but this is the first time that we're having both of you together in one single session. So it's like double the power, double the winnings, I hope, for these guys, because we have so many exciting offers today. We have giveaways, we have coupon codes, we have exclusive discounts, cashbacks, and much more. And there's also a very fun, interesting game that I would like both of you to participate in, which sort of increases the number of coupons that people have up for grabs. So yeah.
Sandeep, you know that courtesy all the sessions that you've done, you're actually Mr. Xiaomi Live. And whenever you go live, you're like Santa. You're always doling out these wonderful offers to our Xiaomi fans.
Sure. I think that's a new perspective. Thank you for that. So I think before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment and hear some words from you, especially regarding Xiaomi fans. I know how Xiaomi fans is so important for us, but then what do you have to say about our fan community?
You know, there are various kinds of brands. There are brands built on great quality and perception and so on and so forth. But there are very few brands built on the strength of a community, on the strength of like millions of fans across the globe who are truly passionate about the brand. They are let's say the pillars, the foundations of the brand, the biggest supporters as well as the most vocal and vociferous critics of the brand, because they have the best interests of the brand in their mind. And Xiaomi fans are those for us. And every year we pick this specific period to celebrate with them, because they've given us so much love, so much affection, so much of support. This is the least that we can do to carve out this period of the year to give back and express our gratitude for this fan community. And that is what we call the Xiaomi Fan Festival, and that's right on the corner.
Yeah. And I think Xiaomi fans, I think, are sometimes people who are more passionate than even us about it. And they're like such good advocates of the products that we make that it's sometimes so humbling that, there can be so much passion even for people who are outside and who truly enjoy our products and services.
Oh yeah, every time I see let's say a picture from a Xiaomi fan on Instagram or Twitter saying, these are all the Xiaomi products I have, I'm like, well, I gotta do better than that.
Yeah, I think it's quite difficult considering I think there are people out there with 100+ devices.
Yeah.
Like everyone in the family has a Xiaomi smartphone, they have a Xiaomi tablet, Xiaomi TV, and of course the huge ecosystem and the different accessories that we have. They have so many things. I'm really taken aback by the passion that they always exhibit. When it comes to the trust that they have in us, right? I think that's one thing that we recently just announced. We are the most trusted smartphone brand in India. What do you have to say about that?
You use the term, Sandeep, humbling. Humbling is the term. Sure, we've shipped about 200 million devices in our presence in India over the last 8+ years thus far. And with every device, I hope we have touched some life. We actually take a lot of pride in having catalyzed this thing that we call Digital India, right? I mean, just making those affordable devices with fantastic quality available across all of these years. I'm sure it means a lot to the millions of customers who use us, and nothing matters more to us than being loved and trusted by millions of people across the country. And this recognition of being the most trusted brand for 3 years in a row is such a wonderful achievement. It's a moment of pride for us. We will celebrate it, but this will only motivate us to keep trying harder, to keep serving those customers and do more to deserve all the love and trust that we get.
I think that perfectly sums it up, and thank you all for your tremendous love and support. And I think now diving a bit more into what to expect today, we have amazing coupons, right? So you have over 500 coupons worth rupees 200 for each and every one of you, and we'll basically explain how you can win one of these coupons for yourselves a bit later on in the show. We also have a smart TV up for giveaway, so one of you lucky winners out there will get their very own Xiaomi smart TV. We also have a game, like I mentioned earlier, which is basically increasing your chances of getting a coupon absolutely free. And we also have certain other discounts with our banking partners that will help you buy your devices at amazing lucrative prices. Now, moving on to the devices, I think we recently launched two amazing devices, starting with the Redmi 12C. And I think I still remember the conversation that you and Sneha were having. We were privy to a conversation, in fact, all of us were. But this is now available at an effective price of rupees 8,499, which is absolutely incredible. So, what do you have to say about this? I would like to know both your thoughts about this particular smartphone, the Redmi 12C.
Look, the market under 10,000 is a very, very interesting one. It's made of like 30-40% of the market is under this segment, and these are the customers who are extremely demanding for various reasons. Of course, they want absolute value for money in the device, and the Redmi 12C, look, it checks off all boxes. Big on display, big on performance, big on design. Look at that beautiful stripe back. It looks totally gorgeous, and at 8,499, it is an unbelievable proposition.
Yeah, and I think I completely agree, and I was discussing with Anuj as well, that and in this segment, having a smartphone with such a big screen, it's very high on the priority for most people, most consumers, considering that this is their only device for content consumption as well, right? So big on everything is a huge thing. And what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, a big display has come in consumer surveys for the last 10 years, frankly. People have tried, but then, it's not just you make it big. It also needs to be a good quality display that can actually give you the right experience that you want. And I guess right now with the cricketing season coming in and all that stuff, I'm sure people are going to enjoy this one.
Yeah.
What's happened in the last 5 odd years is most of this entertainment, this content consumption has now become personal.
Yeah.
Earlier it used to be only on the TV, and then phones weren't really seen as an alternate device. But now, for example, if in the evening there's a match coming in, but the main TV at home is running some Saas Bahu serial, I want to watch cricket on my screen. I want to watch it the way I want it. And I think some of the innovation that we are seeing this year is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I think this coupled with the 5000 mAh battery, you can continue to watch for hours and hours, and it also has a very efficient G85 chipset from MediaTek. So all day, and in fact way beyond an all day experience, even when you're watching content. So it's really great, and I love the cameras on this because most devices in this segment, what I've seen, they don't have a night mode, they don't have portrait mode, they don't have HDR mode. But the output that you get is absolutely amazing. So all those high-end features that you see on cameras, that's there on this also at a crazy price of 8,499. That's absolutely incredible. Even when it comes to the design, I think we briefly talked about this, but beautiful colors, the royal blue, I love that color a lot. This mint color looks great as well. The purple looks good, and the black also. I think Anuj always is a fan of black.
Yeah, I always take black. But here's an interesting one, right? So in this particular phone, there's one thing different coming in versus most of the other phones. Almost every phone that people are buying, right? I mean, there's normally a glossy plastic that comes in, and it becomes a little slippery, so everyone's putting a case on it. So hence, when you're comparing this device with others, this is also a lot more manageable because you don't have to put a case. While the pattern at the back, right, the stripes are very striking, but they have a reason for this.
Correct.
It also is improving your grip when you're holding this one. So essentially, you can actually appreciate the colors and the design on this one versus most of the other phones you'll buy. You're slapping a case because you're always scared it will fall. It doesn't have that grip. So both ergonomic as well as obviously it's very interesting design.
Yeah, and I love the fact that there's a fingerprint scan at the back, very easy to unlock.
I love that actually.
Yeah.
I would give anything to get a metal phone back. The Note 3s, Note 4s, Note 5s. I used to love metal.
Yeah, I think we used to pioneer beautiful designs back then and still doing so, especially with this phone. Speaking of design, I think...
But there's one thing in this which I think we shouldn't forget mentioning, which again, considering the fact that it's the Xiaomi Fan Festival, this is something that the Xiaomi fans have been asking for a while. MIUI dialer is back with this device. How could you forget that?
Absolutely. I think all three of us have been constantly getting tagged on social media. I think Anuj and everyone, when they went to HQ as well and saying that, we need this back on our phones. Yes, MIUI dialer, I think all the fans out there have been asking for this, and yes, we have it back. So again, speaking of MIUI dialer and design, I think the Redmi Note 12, this brings both of that to the table. So MIUI dialer and an amazing design. I absolutely love this color. This is ice blue, and we also have a sunrise gold, which I think is the most dynamic color I've seen on any smartphone.
In this segment,
Yeah.
I think we've done a couple of really cool designs, but they were in the Xiaomi brand,
Yes.
a little
Yes.
higher up. But that's the point, right? That you learn from the premium brand, and then Redmi obviously caters to a larger part of our market. So how do you bring that expertise in for the larger?
Yeah, so that sunrise gold, when I was just playing around with it one day and even taking it out under the sun, each and every environment I take it to, it completely changes in terms of the overall look. So inside maybe it looks gold, outside it looks like a rainbow, and then there's a glitter effect happening, and at the same time it's frosted glass, so you don't have fingerprints or smudges coming. And it's so slim, 7.8 millimeters, despite having a 5000 mAh battery. So
And a large display.
yeah, large display, 5000 mAh battery, 33 watt fast charging. So it does every single thing that you want. And again, a brilliant 50 megapixel triple camera setup. So very good. And of course, I think the other thing is the 3.5mm audio jack, which I think a lot of fans again have been asking for. And this device, I think quality is something that we've been trying to improve with each and every passing generation. And Murali, I'm sure you have something to talk about quality as well. This, we have ensured that this comes with IP53 rating for protection against dust and water, right? And quality goes into so many different levels, so many different tests that we do at our factories. Would you like to add something about that?
Sure. Look, quality is not an activity. Right? Quality is a state of mind, quality is a philosophy, quality is something that needs to permeate pretty much every activity that you do, whether it's product quality, service quality, and so on and so forth. And we've been trying to up the bar with every successful year. Perhaps there were occasions where perhaps we missed the boat on a few occasions, but those are lessons well learned. And we have done enough to rectify some of the errors and ensure that products like this, the Redmi Note 12, completely aces it when it comes to quality. In fact, so we have different stages, especially at the R&D stage when you're designing the device. That's the stage in which, let's say, the phone pretty much goes through its first set of the battery of quality tests. There is drop test, there is bend test, it's dropped from a specific side, it gets exposed to, let's say, thermal shock. I think it's minus 20, 30 degrees all the way up to 50, 60 degrees. And then exposure to heat, exposure to humidity, the USB being put in and out like 10,000 plus times, similarly for the headphone jack. And then once stuff is produced, there is a run-in test where up to 24 hours, like various applications are run non-stop on the device, and then you check for thermals, you check for consistency of performance. I mean, to put it simply, every phone goes through a tortured test to pass our high quality standards, and only then does it go out into the market. So those are the high standards that we set, and we have to keep pushing the bar up higher because look, today, because consumers have their devices for much longer. Earlier, the typical upgrade cycle used to be, let's say, 1.5 to 2 years, but now we are seeing so many cases where people have their phones with them for 3 years. So people expect a lot more when it comes to reliability and durability, and those are the two big focus areas for us when it comes to quality.
I think that perfectly sums it up, and I think I've also went to the factory and seen these stress tests and torture tests. Literally breaks my heart to see the device go through this, but again, it's something that we have to do in order to give the best to our customer and give that trust also. I think that trust is a crucial.
It's a lot of fun, right? When you watch those,
it's
very for a tech geek, it's an equivalent of during Diwali when you light a firecracker and run away. You wait and watch what's going to happen.
What's going to happen? Yeah.
So when it's taking a drop test and things like that,
you hold your breath for a second and then you're like, okay, it's fine, it's passed. So yeah, I think that's great. Now, before we move on to the next...
So this is a personal anecdote. There used to be a time when your phone drops, your heart loses a beat, and then with a lot of trepidation, you pick up the phone. Honestly, for the last few years, it doesn't matter. So many times I've dropped my phone. I'm absolutely confident. I pick it up, wipe it. I know it's going to be fine.
We have Corning Gorilla Glass on this as well.
Awesome. That helps too.
Yeah. So again, protection is great on this phone. And before we go to the next product, just one question for all you guys out there to win those amazing coupons. So we just briefly mentioned about the protection in terms of dust and water for the Redmi Note 12. Please let us know in the chat what is the level of protection that this has, and all the correct winners will get a chance to win a coupon worth 200 rupees that you can use across on me.com. Now onto the next product, I think, which is very interesting, which is the Xiaomi Pad 5. This again is a really beautiful device. Again, extremely slim, power packed, has everything that you would need from a tablet. This is an absolute productivity machine. I was using it the other day to take a couple of notes, to actually, take meetings on the go, and it really helps, streamline the process. It's one device that sort of acts as a bridge between your laptop and smartphone, and it can do so many things. It's also great for content consumption because it has quad speakers.
And to play games on this.
Yeah.
It's also got a 120 hertz screen.
Yeah, 120
So
yes.
the other day somebody had pinged about a particular game on Twitter, saying this is not working properly on a particular device.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how do you even get it?
Yeah.
It's not there on the Play Store.
Yeah.
And then obviously there were a bunch of comments. So I went and downloaded one of those on the Pad 5.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And I think 24999, this is extremely useful, not just for working professionals, but even for all those students out there. And students, I think, sometimes when you look at the stats is when you realize there's a huge student, customer base for us, for Xiaomi. And that's also because students are generally people who, once they decide that this brand is trustworthy, they keep coming back and they buy it more often. And in fact, we have a Student Plus program right now, up to 2,000 rupees off, which we're partnered with Unidays. What's your take on that?
Look, students are a very, very special user cohort for us, right? Because they're always at the cutting edge of technology, extremely, open in their orientation to trying out new stuff. And therefore, as a target audience, there's a lot of overlap between, let's say, their personality as well as the personality that Xiaomi has. And to ensure that we can make the offer sweeter for that specific audience, we have tied up with Unidays, where we have the Student Plus program. And you go to Unidays, the website, sign up, and you have a whole host of offers from Xiaomi that you can avail. Under the Xiaomi Fan Festival, students who go through Unidays get, I think, up to 2,000 rupees off across various products, as well as there's also very, very attractive discounts on our device protection plans, the Me Protect Me extended warranty and so on, which just makes it so much more easier for you, especially if you want to protect your device against those unfortunate slips and falls that could occur, which can have a damaging effect on the device. But yeah, I mean, big thanks to students, more power to them. The future's in their hands.
I think that makes perfect sense. And all the value-added services that you just spoke about, students get it at 50% discount.
50?
But
Wow.
today is a lucky day for all Xiaomi fans. We're giving up to 25% off on all our value-added services.
Wow.
So this is something that's already live. There's nothing that you need to do additionally as a step. You can just go ahead and purchase these value-added services at a reduced price. So 25% discount on all the value-added services currently on me.com. So that's a great deal, I feel.
Awesome.
All of them should make use of this opportunity as well. Now moving on back to phones, we have the Redmi Note 12 5G. This, I think, is a very interesting device because it's quite a bit different from the global variant that we have. So when we were launching it on stage, we were mentioning that this has an upgraded selfie camera, this has an additional ultra-wide angle camera, and this, along with the other Note 12 and the Note 12 Pro and Pro Plus, all of them share a very similar set of traits. All of them have Super AMOLED displays. So in this one, the Redmi Note 12, what happens is most of the other competitors, they give you an IPS panel and 90 Hz. We're giving Super AMOLED with 120 Hz. And the Super AMOLED 120 Hz story continues throughout the Note 12 series. All the devices have that Super AMOLED 120 Hz thing. So, and the same DNA when it comes to the cameras, when it comes to performance, when it comes to the overall battery life is carried through and through all these devices. And I think that's what makes the Note series also an easy recommend for anyone wanting an all-round of a smartphone.
Right.
Yeah, and I love the green color, especially for the Note 12 5G. It's a beautiful color. But in terms of the in-hand feel, in terms of the battery capacity, so that also has a large 5000 mAh battery. But I think we were discussing about this, like how that curved display, curved back panel really fits well in the hand, and the compact size is great despite having a massive battery as well. What are your thoughts on the Note 12 5G?
It's a very interesting device. Obviously, when we were launching this, 5G started coming into different aspects. Now, it is a sub 20K device. But what was very interesting is when we were kind of going and doing different speed tests in different places, it was getting better 5G speeds than even some of the flagships out there, kept right next to each other. So it's been highly optimized beyond obviously the display and all of that. Even the radios reception was turning out to be a lot better.
Right.
So our team has done a great job in terms of configuring that part, testing it before our launch. So overall, a very good experience when people are moving to 5G this year. So that also helps there.
I think speaking of 5G, the face of 5G for Xiaomi India has been Murali. And I think I would like to also get your thoughts on 5G and maybe deviating a bit. How do you think 5G is going to shape out over the next 2 to 3 years? And also another hot topic of conversation, maybe both of you can chip in for this as well, AI. What do you think is going to be the future of AI? And how I think there are a lot of use cases we haven't thought about, but people are starting to use it slowly. But what do you think is going to happen in the upcoming years?
Let's talk about 5G first. I think we're, let's say, writing the first chapter of the history of 5G in India. Networks are going to get rolled out. Networks are getting rolled out. The devices, of course, are there. But if you look at just various price point and price brackets, pretty much all phones from the major brands, about 20,000, have been supporting 5G almost for 2 years now. And last year, most phones above 15,000 started supporting 5G. Eventually, I think 10 to 15,000 A will be the sweet spot for 5G in India. Of course, we have the Redmi 11 Prime 5G, which is a fantastic proposition for anyone wanting a 5G device because it's uncompromised. Right? There is no point in buying a 5G device which skims on features like, I don't know, let's say an average display or an average camera or an underpowered battery, not having fast charging. I don't think those are fair trade-offs for the consumer to make. And hence, it's always been our philosophy to have uncompromised, fully packed 5G devices at all the key price points. So I see 10 to 15,000 starting to become a very, very material price point. Both Airtel and Jio are rolling out networks. We're told VI is also launching this quite soon. And they should be covering most of the country by end of this year. So while people, even in the offline market, we're seeing a lot of people starting to consciously ask for 5G devices. So that just goes to show that, across the various layers of the pyramid, the consciousness of 5G is increasing. But I think the next big kicker in 5G would come when there are, let's say, meaningful applications and use cases which are able to leverage the power of 5G, whether it's the ultra high speed bandwidth, the low latency, high concurrency. I mean, just like the jump from 3G to 4G created a set of interesting use cases for 4G, for example, YouTube, video calling. These are all killer apps of 4G, right? And I'm sure there are enough startups out there working in garages and various co-working spaces trying to figure what the big killer apps of 5G are. And that's what I'm like super kicked to kind of discover.
I think the difference between 3G to 4G versus 4G to 5G is when we moved from 3G to 4G, the applications were already there. Right? This time, the network is ahead of the applications. So obviously, the applications are in progress. They will come in, but it's just a slight difference. I mean, everyone wanted to watch YouTube on the go, but you could not. Right? So before you left for the airport, you would download all the things on Wi-Fi earlier. And then suddenly with 4G coming in, things started changing.
Here I remember once we were about to take off. I think this was for the Note 12 launch only, just about to take off. Hit download, and before we were getting ready to taxi, it was already done. It's like a couple of minutes, that's it. So incredibly fast, and I think sometimes it feels surreal. I still can't believe we have 5G. We've been waiting for it for a while, but now that it's here, we're like, okay, is it actually happening? And it's much faster than even most of our home broadband.
I mean, faster is just one part of it. I'm sure we'll see a lot more benefits coming in, but hopefully on the horizon.
And talking about AI, this has been like a favorite topic for me to read up and understand. If you just go back in, let's say, history, right? You had mankind discover fire, invent the wheel, and let's say the lever for fulcrum, which just lets you lift weights, and then you had, let's say, the steam engine, let's say the electric bulb. You had the telephone, and then after many years, you had obviously the industrial revolution in between. You had the computer, you had the internet, you had the mobile phone, and each one of them just kind of multiplied the kind of productivity that mankind can produce. And AI is going to be leading us into this exponential age where productivity will obviously jump manyfold. It's got a whole set of possibilities, but it's also scary. Right? It's scary in terms of its possibilities. I mean, you've looked at what Midjourney and DALL-E, etc., can produce in terms of images. What does that mean for the creative community? Right? That's one question. Can it take up jobs? I mean, these are interesting debates, and I'm sure when it comes to the ethics of AI, stuff will evolve. But look, this holds enormous potential. It holds enormous potential if you look at it as someone that can augment human intellect and not something that's independently intelligent. And as long as those guardrails are put in, I think mankind will just become a whole lot more smarter, efficient, and actually spend time on things that matter to improve quality of life, as opposed to doing, simple math on Excel sheets.
Yeah, I think well said. I think every day almost I'm seeing like a new breakthrough happening. I think, but that's because we ourselves are not used to AI. We are not sure what exactly is the potential of AI, right? I think we are limiting ourselves in terms of what we expect AI to do, but it is almost infinite. Right?
So we have, right now, all the AI that we see is just one small part of it.
Correct.
Everything that we are talking about is just around content.
Yeah.
We have seen some sort of AI in, again, I'll probably go back to in certain AAA game titles.
Yeah.
I keep playing Red Dead Redemption. The AI in that is outstanding in terms of, but obviously it's been programmed in such a way that it can adapt to that. I'd like to see AI jump into how it can actually start bettering your life beyond just the content generation part of it. Whether it's, maybe it can do videos next, but that's just one part of it. How can it automate your life? Or how can it make your life easier? At the end of it, I just want self-driving cars so that I don't have to drive back. But that's where it should probably get.
Actually, talking of applications, right? So, for example, Teams has or will have OpenAI GPT 3.5 or 4 quick integrated, wherein meeting notes are going to get summarized automatically. Imagine, right? So there is a video call, and then like the GPT engine summarizes the meeting and sends out meeting notes, including action points. That's killer. That's absolute killer. But you know what? I think Anuj will relate to this. What we are seeing right now in terms of GPT and other large language models and generative AI is honestly going to be the equivalent of Pac-Man or that snake game on the phones. We are that early in the game. Like a few years from now, we look back on GPT-4 and say, that was Pac-Man. Right? And some of the fancy games that Anuj plays, which I don't understand, that is going to be what AI will head towards. It is going to be transformative. I'm super excited. Super excited. Pac-Man is cool, but look, stuff has just evolved so much.
And from now, we just had that start of it. So from here, it just starts rapidly changing stuff.
There was also Chat GPT and also Chart GPT. The gold copy vendor.
Chart from Gupta ji, right? That's what it
No, it was actually said Sandeep Sarma. But it was a different Sandeep Sarma. But anyway, so I think that is one thing that no one predicted, that AI would be there in Chart as well. Either way, I think moving on to the next product, we have a beautiful TV, our 32-inch TV. So this is also available at a crazy price of 11,999, right? And I think one thing that I really want to emphasize is our patch wall. Patch wall as an OS, as a UI is so intuitive and it's so easy to use because of the discoverability.
Yeah.
Right? You can just hit up any title that you want, right? Be it movies, series, whatever, and it'll show you which platform to watch.
Yeah.
On any other TV, you go to the platform, search for it, say it's not there, go to the next platform, and continue till you find your platform. And here, even if you find it, there's a built-in IMDb rating as well, which says, okay, should I be watching it? Should I be spending time on a 5.9?
What's your cutoff on IMDb?
The weird thing is, I used to do anything above 7.5, but recently I've seen a few movies that is between 6.5 and 7, and I tend to like those movies quite a bit. So I think those are a bit weird, but if some movies are around 6.9, I'm like, okay, I'll try it because I might actually like it. So it's a weird thing, yeah. But generally 7.5.
You've not seen Gunde?
No, I'm not seen it. But I know the rating is very low. But that'd be interesting. How many people, in spite of seeing the rating, still go and watch movie? Because I think it's one of the lowest, right?
It is probably.
Yeah. So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's I remember.
There's a full
reading,
backstory to it, but.
but I remember seeing some 1 point something is the rating out of 10.
Okay.
So very, very low. But either way, I think Patchwall is amazing, and I think the fact that all our TVs come with this unified OS and that Patchwall, giving that consistent experience is very, very key to us. And this at 11999 is absolute steal, I would say. HD ready panel, wonderful colors. I think the overall acoustic experience also that we have is absolutely breathtaking. Last but certainly not the least is our Xiaomi 13 Pro. So this is our flagship. And both of you are using it, but just want to know, I mean, of course, specs, features is one thing, but what is your takeaway from this amazing device? Both of you.
I'll borrow the headline. I read this. Whoever wrote it, all credit to that person. The headline said, you come for the camera and you stay for the phone.
Wow.
And
Perfect.
that completely describes my experience with the Xiaomi 13 Pro. It is beyond doubt the best smartphone that I have used till date. It just ticks off all the boxes, right? The camera, the display, the performance, just that build quality. The battery, it lasts really long. I know it's such an amazing device. I totally love it.
Fast to charge up also. Right?
Super fast,
Really
super fast.
So that's you're not compromising. Usually what happens, you have a large capacity battery, but then it takes hours to charge up. Here, just 20 minutes, it's back to 100%.
There's a charger in the box. That itself is a big deal.
That is true.
And what do you say about that? Those cameras co-engineered it made a good photographer out of me. Can't call myself any decent photographer, but some of the shots that it took of Mojo, my dog, it's just mind blowing. I put some of these on Instagram. Folks can check it out, but absolutely mind blowing. I mean, that's become my favorite hobby after I go back home in the night, taking pictures of Mojo with my Xiaomi 13 Pro.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Anuj and I were discussing this, that the Xiaomi and Leica partnership is not just surface level, right? It's something that goes deep down and is deep rooted, saying that, okay, we start with the very basics. It's not that, we have a complete camera setup. We just say, can you give us a filter? Can we put your logo on and call it ready? We co-engineer. I think that's the right term. So, and the other bit is also that this actually makes you a better photo. Like, while it can take great photos anytime, anywhere, still, because it's doing that, you're like, okay, maybe I should also step up my game and take something a bit.
And that's you saying this.
Which is true.
That was the thing, right?
Yeah.
I've been using smartphones for a very, very long time. And till last year, till we actually started using a Leica device, I used to always blame the camera. You take a photograph, the camera is not very good. Now I have nothing to kind of hide behind. Right? So now the picture is actually my skill set, which frankly is a lot lower than his. So now I have to work doubly hard, saying that is this the right frame? So I've deleted so many photographs, even on the 13 Pro, because I was like, okay, this photograph is not worthy of the 13 Pro. Right? I still have to learn a lot more, but I think for me, there are a couple of things to this, right? One is, this phone actually is surprising in a single word. At any given time, I'm testing about 3 or 4 different devices, not just from us, but from competition as well. There are phones which are selling for 1.2 lakhs, 1.3 lakhs. There's some phones that are selling for 1.4 lakhs. And all the folks keep telling me that if you want stability, this is the OS that you should use. And I see more bugs on that than on this.
And most of these people who say that, they have not even tried this.
They have not tried that. So I understand, obviously, there's this mental barrier that they would have. And how good can it be? And I would also kind of approach it from that angle to start with. So how good can it be? Because I had already been using a 12 Pro earlier and stuff like that. It is just surprising at every angle. When I'm looking at videos on this, I was like, there's something different to it amongst all the other devices. the audio part of it. And audio is somehow, sometimes very important.
Correct.
This person that I was a very close friend, he had bought another device that had launched in Feb, one of the flagships. And then he calls me saying that audio is not very good. Is there something else that I can buy?
Right.
So he went and returned it.
Oh.
Almost like got some 60,000 bucks worth. And he returned it, and then I said, okay, just wait for this one to come in. And then obviously everything else to it, right? The battery is great, charging speeds, all of that is, I would still put it as, fundamentally at the core level as well, this where you don't really expect innovation. This phone surprises you at every time.
Yeah. And this also the brightest display on an Android phone currently, 1900 nits.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So anywhere, like outside, anywhere you go,
if you by accident switch off auto brightness and you kept it at high, your phone, you pick up the phone at night, that's it.
Seriously.
it's like wake up. Yes.
But tell me, there's a question for both of you. Are you a Leica authentic guy, or are you a Leica vibrant
So
guy?
I started with vibrant,
Okay.
and then slowly moved to authentic.
Okay. How about you?
Authentic.
Authentic?
Yeah,
Really? Okay.
From the start. Yeah. I think there's something about that authenticness that I really like. Could be because I've used Leica.
Leica, that's a point.
It's a very aspirational thing. So when you have it on your smartphone, no other smartphone gives you that. So I'm like, okay, great. I don't need to buy Leica camera, but I get it on my phone. So I'm like, it makes sense for me. So authentic is what I would choose.
Based on my skill, I could probably never afford a Leica camera. I can't see myself putting 3 lakhs plus on a particular camera because I don't have that skill set. But with this, I can start learning.
Right. Eventually build up to that.
Hopefully build up to something.
But I think the images it's got that emotional appeal. Which is tough to say. Of course, we can sit and say that it's sharp, it's got detail, great dynamic range. But these are all parameters which we can just judge. But there is something beyond that when you look at photography as an art, which people say that, okay, what makes this image so intriguing? Why do I keep staring at it? Why do I keep wanting to look at it again, or why do I want to share it? So that is achievable through this. I don't think any other smartphone on the market currently can do that. So that's really great as well. So this 71,999, absolutely amazing. So 79,999 is the actual price, effective price 71,999, which is amazing. And of course, we have these amazing bank offers as well as cashback on the platform right now on me.com. And again, go into the comment section, let us know why you want a TV of your own. So Xiaomi TV, so there will be one giveaway of a Xiaomi TV today. So all you guys can stand a chance to win a 43 4K TV. Please let us know your comments and your answers as to why you want to win this particular TV. And the lucky winner gets to go home with a free gift. Now, before we go into a game round, I think I wanted to ask a few questions, a few intriguing questions. So, what is one tech product that you love, or your favorite tech product, and your favorite non-tech product? Question to both of you.
Okay, look, saying it's a Xiaomi phone or saying it's the 13 Pro would be too obvious. I'd say smartwatches.
Okay.
Right? I run a bit, I cycle a bit, and just keeping track of the distance and the route and your heart rate and so on and so forth. And then after your workout, looking them up just gives you a different high, right? Maybe the athlete's high. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy my smartwatches. I'd say, yeah, those would be right
Although
up
I
there.
think a bit is probably putting it very, very understated. Like, we know that you're a fitness freak, and I think 100K or crazy distances you've covered on your cycle as well as your activity.
What's the highest in a single day?
200.
Oh wow.
200.
Anuj has not done that in his car.
Oh God, yeah, it's good fun. Oh, no, it's good fun. You do it with a group, it's good fun.
Yeah, but that's crazy. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm sure, I think for a person as active and fit as you, that is a great thing. And what about your non-tech?
You know what? I know this looks odd, but my favorite non-tech product are watches, analog watches. Watches
So
again.
watches on both sides. Yeah.
But yeah, watches on both sides. I think I have a little bit of a fetish for watches then.
Yeah. Smart and analog watches both, right? Okay, that's good.
And the real mechanical ones, not quartz, the mechanical ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think that's a separate art in itself.
I guess
the
so,
art of
yeah.
watchmaking and
Yeah.
things like that. But yeah, there's a rabbit hole also. I've heard, like,
Totally.
as with any other sort of, if you get too much into it, like, then it's a very expensive hobby.
Totally, it is very, very expensive.
Sure.
Most of it.
Anuj, yes. Favorite tech and non-tech product? Yeah.
I think tech would be complete opposite of me.
Which is a launch share.
Almost like that. So Murali likes to be out there. He's cycling 200 kilometers.
Yeah.
I'm on the couch playing on my gaming console.
Yes.
So I've got. I'm on both the camps in terms of gaming.
Yeah.
But I absolutely enjoy that world that takes me.
Okay. Makes sense.
Gaming consoles. Non-tech, it's a really weird love-hate relationship. I don't know if cars can be put as non-tech right now. I mean, EVs are just making in.
Yeah.
So they're still mechanical in a way. I like cars, but I hate driving here. So it's
Only on the track, maybe.
So yeah, in other places I've driven.
Yeah.
I've done long distances in a single go, but in Bangalore,
not 200k. Like, it's like,
in a particular country, I went from like west coast to east coast in a single day. It was a small country.
okay.
I was like, okay, US.
Yeah.
US now.
Hopefully not Australia or US. Like,
But yeah, I like cars.
Yeah.
I like the whole feel that it has, and obviously everything that whenever we think of adrenaline, it's always associated with like fast cars.
Yeah.
But then in Bangalore, I think my average speed was like 13.5 kilometers an hour. So
Still higher than mine. I can't talk about long distance. Okay, I think one more topic then, interesting that we are talking about cars. What do you think about EVs and the future? Any thoughts on that?
I think it is the future. If nothing else, at least for the environment, for all of us, we need them to be successful. The good part, obviously, is EVs also bring in a whole lot of tech, which for someone like me will be a lot of things to play around with in the car. Hopefully, when it's stationary. But I'm also excited about that part of it. Like, I mean, Teslas and all that. So many cool things. But I think it's still early years. We'll get there. So be excited to see what happens in India.
I think now before we wrap up, there's a quick game section. I think you guys will find that interesting. And then let's see what happens. Yeah.
A game, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a physical game, physical activity.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So let's. No, the Mino was going to win. Murali clearly has an advantage on us.
Are you kidding me? Look at me, no way.
Yeah. So yes, let's head over. And we have a very fun game, fun activity, and that's a game of darts. What we're doing is basically increasing your chances of winning exclusive coupons. Coupons worth rupees 200. We're again increasing the giveaways basis how we perform in this particular game.
No pressure.
Yeah. So basically, the middle circle, including the red and green portion, will give you 50 points. The circle from here all the way until the colored portion here will give you 30 points. And from here to here will give you 10 points. So we each have 5 chances, 5 valid targets, hits on target. That means that your total will be calculated, and 3 of us together will result in the total number of coupons that we give out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of options. 50 here, that itself is like amazing.
50 into 5 will be 250. 250 coupons maximum.
Per person.
Per person.
Yeah, for 750. Does that count?
Oh, yeah, it does.
That's,
30.
That's 10 plus 30.
10 and 30, 40. I'll have 3 more turns. Okay, not valid.
Wait.
Not valid again.
This you can chop this part off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
2 more. Okay, that's 30. That's 30 plus 10.
Okay. Last one, right?
40, 40. And last one.
Let's go for 50. Oh!
So close. Anyway, 30.
So,
So
110. 110.
Yes.
110 coupons.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good.
10.
4 more tries.
30.
30.
40 in all.
Right now,
40.
40.
Two.
Three more tries. Nice.
10, 50, 2 more.
Nice.
80, last one. You can.
Fingers crossed.
Ooh, 90.
90, 110, 110, 200.
It's 200 in all.
450. Are you ready?
It looks like it's going to hit bullseye and then it dips.
Wow.
That's 50. 50 and 3, right? Gosh. Sandeep has set high standards.
Oh.
Yay!
Nice. Perfect.
Not bad. Not bad at all. How much is that again?
130.
Not bad, not bad. So it's 130 plus 330 coupons.
We'll announce that also now. So that was fun. We did very well. I'm assuming that's a good score. 330 points, all three of us put together, which means that there's 330 more coupons worth rupees 200 that are up for grabs. I think that was a lot of fun. We probably should do this more often as well. Maybe not just on live commerce, but every day in office. Yeah.
Look forward to.
Yeah. So guys, that was it. Our live commerce here for Xiaomi Fan Festival on me.com. Hope you guys enjoyed this amazing session. I think we all learned a lot. It was a really fun and engaging conversation as well with Murali as well as Anuj. Thank you both for joining.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we'll have you again very, very soon on yet another live commerce. Congratulations to all your winners out there. Congratulations to all the winners out there. Hopefully we'll be back again very soon with yet another live commerce so that you can win even more giveaways, even more coupons and even more prizes. Take care. Stay safe.